Grand rising, grand afternoon, grand evening, grand rest wherever you are, whenever you tune in, beloved, multiversal, familia. This is going to be aiming for a quick message from our plant teachers in the seed and sickle. And then we will decide upon any other changes from there. Starting the day with some insight, a little conversation with the cards. Beginning with seed and sickle. I'm feeling guided to split and whatever is at the bottom of the top half of the split. Bracken. Bracken. We're going to read from the Dusk guidebook for Bracken. Do not be afraid to let yourself become invisible for a while. The world does not need to know where you are or what you are doing at all times. Let yourself escape from the public eye until you're ready to return to it. So, for some reason, being guided to isolate, but I'm hearing healthy isolation. Healthy. Let's see. Take your cue from those who would wait an entire year for the seed's brief appearance. Exercising patience will benefit you most here. That one ingredient you need to succeed in your goal may not come immediately, but rushing after it will not get you anywhere. And that is from the Dawn guidebook, although because of the glare, it's not really wanting to. My goodness. Anywho's, look, it's the Dawn guidebook. There we go. Okay, so what further messages do we have from the seed and sickle? Insights. The hawthorn. The wisdom of the past is all around us, and there's plenty that we can learn from it. Hawthorn helps us to reconnect with these stories, carrying a link to the spirits of the past and the scent of its blossoms. and helping us to speak with them. What's stopping you from moving forward? Consult your past. Think about when you or a member of your community may have encountered something similar before. And we are not talking about trauma bonding, beloveds. It's like you've worked through the trauma. And you've come to know triumphs. And it's not so much about showing the battle wounds anymore as it is sharing just enough to recognize where you see that similarities in other selves, and it becomes a healthy bond. But first, that healthy isolation that isn't forced, it's something that you're going to be willing to go along with. It's not forced. You're not being imprisoned in any way. There's something more that you need to learn, realize by reflecting, that is going to guide you in sharing your triumphs with a little bit more detail for those who prefer a little bit more detail in the conversation, because it's like you already know the summary. And there are going to be upcoming encounters where it may take a little bit more detail for it to register with those other selves. And then this deeper layer of understanding beneath the surface, doing the shadow work. The shadow work I'm hearing has actually already been done, and the collective is in a season of retreat and review, but also recuperation and restoration. That is going to, it's going to be a banger. The testimonies of your triumphs are going to be bangers in the book. Impactful, moving, insightful, healing. I just heard. Your testimonies are going to heal others. Disclaimer alert, not a doctor. This is not a diagnosis, nor a prescription, nor a prognosis. I'm simply the messenger. And I know you get this, but it has to be stated for guideline purposes, beloveds. But the sustenance of your testimonies are going to create paradigm shifts on this soul's mission. There is a peace to be found in the knowledge that it guards something so valuable, the hawthorn, as it is a gate to the other world hidden beneath its roots. Taking time to sit quietly or indulge in meditation is not a sign of laziness. Your value still remains even when you're not being productive. So don't be hard on yourself for taking a break. Even if others can't see it, you know your own worth. Okay. I'm actually going to set that aside for just a moment. Now realizing I didn't actually have to get up to reach for what I'm being guided to reach for. Alright, I know I've been using this deck a lot lately. We have the Animal Spirit deck here. We just had a bit of a conversation with our plant teachers. Now we're going to see what our creature teachers have to say. 2 cards. 1. And 2. Okay. I have a good feeling about this incoming message. Beginning with the bat. Oh, the bat. Interesting. Synchronicity between the bracken and the bat. Interesting. Some adaptation and growth, I just heard. Adaptation and growth. I'm getting something significant about sun gazing and also that you have been spending a lot of time grounding in the twilight hour, and you're being guided to adapt a little bit here. And perhaps doing a bit of sun gazing, grounding with the sun. This is not only signifying adaptation, but also the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. So, in this particular session, being guided to reflect while grounding in a different way than you typically would do, trying something new as you reflect. Work out the details of your testimony based on the triumph, and it's like I'm hearing that once that door closes, it's sealed for good. It's like a get out of imprisonment free card. By allowing what was meant to destroy you under the moonlight make you stronger. Adapting. I'm also getting the significance of grounding, or just, look, to put it simple, all you have to do is relax. Relax in the twilight and in the moonlight. Relax and early morning right before sunrise is significant as well. Your prayers and your meditations are the strongest during this time, beloveds. Deeply, deeply, and highly honored prayers. But not the begging kind. This is a time to get off your knees, even in isolation. Voluntary, healthy isolation, mind you. Being guided to reflect and then utilize these resources, these modalities under the sun and the moon. It's like yes. Oh. Wow. Now the hand looks like it's reaching out from the darkness for this protection. Bracken is a fern, and they are spiritually known for their for being a form of protection. Plant them all the way around your property. Or embracing the understanding that you are already protected. By day and by night. Let's see what's pairing with the bat. Ooh, the nightingale. See, the interesting thing about the nightingale, beloveds, is that the nightingale is notorious for adaptation. Because although their name is a dead giveaway, that they are primarily nocturnal, and they do the majority of their work in the darker hours, they're perfectly fine with commuting, socializing, and even utilizing their voice by day. The Nightingale is one of my favorite cards in this deck. And as I go into the guidebook, something tells me that you're going to understand. Speaking freely with kindness. And see, this is where exactly why you're being guided to do a bit more reflecting. So that you can share your testimony. With a completely different energy because it's been transformed. I'm hearing like you can share the nutshell of the trauma that you had to work through. But to share every single experience and every single gruesome moment is not necessary any longer. You're alchemizing it, you're transmuting it, and learning how to share your testimony with kinder words, with that voice of victory and triumph, instead of tragedy and trauma. A need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. And this nightingale is perfectly okay not fitting in. Trust that. We are perfectly fine not fitting in. We understand that our voice is just as important in creating harmony. And that is a message for you. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. A need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. And we're being guided to use our voices more. I'm already on board with it. So we're going to make this more. This is you, okay? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. So some of you are going to be writing songs. And the interesting thing is, and this is why I'm saying not to overshare so much about your own personal traumas, is that you're creating an entire album based on your traumas and your tragedies. But the way that you're orchestrating it is to, like, part of the album is going to be like the dark album, and then part of the album is going to be the light album, and in comes the triumphs as well. It's not going to be one of those thrasher albums, or it's not going to be the type of composition and orchestration that is overstimulating. You're not here to rattle cages. You're here to show others how it absolutely is possible to get through those tragedies and traumas without it turning your heart cold, without it making your voice go cold. Absolutely beautiful. Ooh, I feel that. Okay, well, since I already have Woodland Wardens out, we are going to take 2 from this deck as well for some closing messages. First, we're going to do a split. We have the fox and the ivy. And then now we're going to do a pass. Partial or full. Oh, and that one wanted to slip right out. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes, I did get a sneak peek of that one. Sorry, not sorry. But what I can do here, though, is go like this. So we have Bracken, the bat, and the nightingale. Okay. And here we come with, beginning with the fox and the ivy. Dang it. Definitely going to be choosing a different lighting the next time I use these cards. Yeah, so the fox and the ivy. And guess what we have here? Adaptability. Completely synchronizing with these other cards and what we've been speaking on this entire time. Not only are you capable of transmuting and alchemizing, but you're getting bigger and better at it and becoming more bright in the process. Bigger, better, brighter. But not in a dominance kind of way. Like, your heart center is growing. You're choosing honey over venom in sharing your testimony. And something tells me that not only are you going to triumph, but the theme is a positive paradigm shift in this message. I already see it. $22. 20, rather. 27, not 22. How can I adapt to the changes in my life? Quick thinkers, and paired with ivy, a hardy plant that flourishes even in harsh environments. The fox reminds us to apply our cleverness towards this adaptability. Hence the purpose of this healthy alone time. Allow the fox's ingenuity to guide you. Nimbleness and adaptability will suit you well in your endeavors. Ooh. And then the closing message is coming from the frog and the lotus. The froggy frog and the lotus. Metamorphosis. Talk about major paradigm shifts. Sink. You owe it to yourself to allow your own growth and rebirth. This card is here to remind us that change is natural, rebirth is possible, and a healing balance can be achieved, symbolizing transformation. The lotus flower, too, symbolizing rebirth. Unfurling even amid murky waters, going through such a change can be difficult and a struggle, but the resulting metamorphosis opens up to growth, self-acceptance, and happiness. What can you change in yourself or your life for the better? And that is the question I'm going to leave for you to sit in your sacred space in solitude as you reflect on your version of this story. And feel free to share your findings with me whenever you feel comfortable. Upon your own free will, beloveds. Thank you so very much for tuning in, beloved multiversal familia, with much gratitude and appreciation. Brightest blessings.